Yeah, it was obviously a big moment for all of us. I think just to respond from Friday, especially as a pitching staff, we kind of had that conversation after the game of just coming out and just fighting. That was the big word that Coach Bolt used. I know a couple of us have talked about it, but the biggest thing was, all we can control is tomorrow. We have to, move on and kind of forget what happened on Friday. And I think it was key that we had a really good start from Mason. He gave us a really good chance in the fight, and then just coming in and just trying to keep us in the battle and let our bats do the work. And obviously Cole had the big swing at the end there, and it was just exciting to be a part of.
Coach Bolt has talked about some of the adjustments you've made on the pitching rubber specifically. Can you describe that? Like, what went into that? Why is that working for you?
Yeah, Coach Childress was a big part of that as well. He just wanted to see what I was like on the first base side of the mound. Shifting my body over there is usually more in the middle, so we wanted to see if that would help, just make it a little bit more of an uncomfortable at bat for the left-handed hitters especially, and it's worked out really well that way. And then we've thrown basically primarily two-seam fastballs instead of throwing four seams as much now. And it's just kind of credit to those guys of just finding the little details. I think those are what have really helped find some success now as well. So those guys just kind of never gave up and just kind of kept working with me, and it's really helped so far, especially. It's early in the process still, but it has had some good signs.
Throughout your whole career, it seems like the coaching staff has had your back through the ups and downs. So what has that meant to you?
Yeah, it's meant everything. Just being around these type of people. Just previous coaches that I've had have been very similar that way of just, going through adversity is something that until you do it, you can't actually explain it. So, going through it last year, having the coaches having my back and going to conversations with them and basically the first thing saying like, hey, we love you and we want you to be here. And it's one of the things like I've always loved Nebraska, and through the 2 years, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So just knowing that they have that kind of same desire for myself is something that you can't take for granted. And so it's just special to be a part of.
What do you see right now from the team as far as just like the amount of fun you guys are having, just the place that you're at, like mentally right now going into this final weekend and then postseason ahead? What kind of a vibe do you get like from the dugout?
Yeah, it's pure excitement. Just being in the title chase for the Big Ten and being a part of it this year especially. I think all the guys are just really excited for it and they're prepared for it. I think that was the biggest thing. Going into the last week of the season, we could be one or two ways, and I think the guys have really responded well. And honestly, it's like we loved the Indiana series, but now it's time to move on, and we got bigger goals to look forward to. And these were the goals that we set forth at the start of the season as well. So just being in that position is something that we almost expected of ourselves, and now that we're here, it's like now go run for them.
I feel like the things that you've been through this year, some pretty high highs and low lows, has prepared you for what you're going to see this weekend, with as much as it's on the line and in the weeks beyond this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is no matter if it was a good or bad outing, it's like taking some positives from both of them, and then not being too high on the highs and not being too low on the lows, like you said. There's always going to be roller coasters throughout a season, especially not just as a team but individually as well. So I think not only myself but a lot of the guys who have had some struggles but then also bounced back as well have done a really good job of almost just putting it in the rearview mirror and moving on to the next week's season. And again, just because things have been going good doesn't mean there might be some struggles ahead, but it's just remembering that you had success and just kind of relying on that and relying on your teammates' backs as well.
What is the value in that? Like you mentioned, it's not just you who's kind of had this kind of up and down, but like Brockett and Drew Christo, like
absolutely.
Is there value in going through that kind of similar journey with other guys?
Yeah, it's made us way stronger as a team and closer, I would say. I was able to spend the summer with Brockett as well, so we got to know each other pretty well. And then Drew as well, they helped me a lot last year when I went through some struggles, and just kind of said like, hey, I've been there too. So just having those guys behind your back, it kind of allows you to do that for other guys as well, being there for your other teammates. And it kind of puts that, negative thoughts behind you, and you're kind of like, I want to help this guy out. And so it kind of allows you to not really focus on yourself, but the team. And so it's been a big just emphasis for all of our guys is just having each other's backs and remembering that, hey, we've all been there. Like everyone's had some point where you've had a slump or a struggle. So just remembering that it's going to happen and allow yourself to just let go of the negatives and focus on the positives, and just having those teammates are the biggest thing. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys.